Well, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also gave an emotional speech where he bade farewell to one of his, quote, favorite people in the world. For more on reactions from Canada, we'll cross now to correspondent Craig McCullough in Vancouver. Hi, Craig. So can you tell us more about what the reaction has been in Canada?
Very strong and emotional, to be succinct. Many people have told me they were upset, shedding a tear. All of them are extensively watching television coverage. I would hope it's of France 24, of course, of coverage of her passing. She visited Canada 22 times officially, and there were some unofficial visits in there, apparently more than any other country. She, of course, is the head of state of Canada as well as 15 other countries. Here's an interesting fact. She's been the head of state of Canada for 45.2% of the country's existence. Canada became a country in 1867. That's really remarkable. 45.2% of Canada's existence, she has been this country's head of state. Canada has had 23 prime ministers in that time. 12 of them, more than half, have served under her. And if you're a fan of Canadian history, so Louis St. Laurent was the first one. And of course, Justin Trudeau, the current prime minister, being the last one. And I'm sitting here in Vancouver, Canada. The province I'm sitting in is the province of British Columbia. And the Union Jack is literally on the top part of our provincial flag. So very much, Britain is very much part of the everyday conversation. I covered two of her visits, including one where she dropped the puck at a hockey game. And that was probably the most famous drop of a piece of rubber, of a puck in the history of hockey. And she just, the way she was able just to bring smiles out on people, even curmudgeons that I don't think have ever smiled in their life, would smile when you mentioned or when they saw Queen Elizabeth.
I love that that hockey puck anecdote, Craig. How else do you think Canada will be marking the monarch's death?
In a written statement, of course, the Prime Minister gave that very emotional response here in Vancouver where he was at a cabinet retreat. In a written response, he said Canada will have a day of mourning upcoming. Right now, all the governments, particularly the provincial and territorial governments, as well as the federal governments, have basically shut down making any decisions, or at the very least, making any announcements about decisions, and will do so for the next 9 days, for 10 days in total. The exceptions to that, of course, are anything regarding public health or public emergencies. And one would think that the Prime Minister and the Governor General in the 15 countries that Her Majesty, now His Majesty, is in charge of, they're represented nationally by Governors General. One would think that they will be in London for the official funeral.
Craig McCullough in Vancouver, thank you very much.
You're welcome.